Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the wide world of Fortnite. I'm your host, Jimmy Fortnite. Today we've got a great competition for you, a solo run by Nogops herself.
Our show today is brought to you by ham. It's not red meat, it's not white meat, it's ham. And by puppies. Trade them with your friends. Puppies.
As usual, I'm here with my sidekick, C-Mac. Let's jump into the game. Okay, so we're landing PP. What are you doing here?
I just love landing this house because it always has a chest for me. And normally there's a gun on the roof, so it's easier to play.
That was a good pull from the, because you got splashes and a green tack, right?
Yep. And now, I was aiming in, so I don't know what happened during this.
Yeah, it's almost like it was a little bit off. You hit the guy for 30 feet. He was already down because he was whites, right?
Uh-huh. So, drinking a big pot, probably should have waited till finding minis, but again, now I'm at 90 shield. It's not as good as 100 shield, but I'll do. Oh crap, someone's here!
It was good. The crowd liked that one.
Presented by Tacky Wacky.
You're flexing there. Why are you flexing?
Because I like to.
No, you were just doing a little flexing. All right, so what happened here?
I don't think this Alexa sees me, but they should have. Because they should have seen me build up.
And they yeeted, right?
Yeah, because it didn't seem like they knew I was here.
And then they yeet over you, which means they must know you're there. You missed the landing. Coming back.
No, I jump off because I didn't want him to harpoon me.
That was good, pretty good. He must have been low.
Presented by Tack. The best tack of all time.
So then why are you going back to this house?
Because there's a guy in here.
How did you know there was a guy in there?
Because he was fighting.
Oh, he was fighting? Well, that's how you knew?
And there's a wall that just finished editing, and that guy was on the roof the whole time.
And that guy...
Presented by headphones. It helps you not get pooped on secretly.
Yes, pooped on.
I hit him 35, I cracked his shield, and I quick-dead him. I don't know what happens here. I guess I'm the laggy man.
It might be because it's a replay. I don't have to worry about that.
Go.
From building up.
Because
and then you get smart here. So tell me what happens here.
I can't remember.
You drop down.
I thought that was my floor, so I'm like, okay. I also know he has a dragon's breath, so I didn't have time to reload it. And I thought that was my wall, I guess.
But you dropped down and came up under him. Why did you drop down and come up under him?
Because I thought that was my floor, but then it wasn't, so I just was like, if I shoot it out, I probably won't have such a bad problem.
You just got lucky.
No.
You got semi-lucky.
No.
You got mostly lucky.
No.
Kinda lucky.
No. Okay, so I see a third party. A thing I love to do, because I can hear if people get cracked, because if you're not the one cracking or getting cracked, there's a noise from far away. And immediately I know this kid came out of the fight, probably cracked, or they cracked each other, So I'm like, either I push or I let him heal and might die.
So you pushed, and that was the right decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you waiting here to see what happens?
Because these kids are having a build fight. I don't know what it's connected to, but I saw it get started, so I'm like, maybe if I break it down, they'll take some fall damage, or I'll have the upper hand. But the problem is, the kid who won the game had built over them because he wanted to fight, so he built over them.
Oh, so that's why it only broke to a certain point.
Yeah. And then he starts shooting me.
Where was that fire coming from?
Above. So this kid was probably not the greatest because he pushed me, which was a smart play, but not a smart play. Because so at the beginning, at the beginning of the fight, he still had high ground, so he could, and Storm was coming in, so he could have held me in zone, but instead he decides to rush me.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you choose to hit him? Because you hit him like 110, but then you run away, you leave because of the storm. Why?
I didn't want to finish the fight because the storm was a 5-tick at this point, and I'm only like 36 HP. So either I fight for like 10 seconds and I die, or I get out of there, pop the shields, get some health, and let the kid die to storm, because obviously he didn't know where I bounced from, so that was a problem for him, and he probably didn't have any bouncers, and his only heals were minis, and
he died to storm, and
yeah.
You know somebody's. How do you know somebody's under you?
Because I can hear him popping minis near me, and I'm like, oh, he must have just come out of zone, and look where he is, just chilling. Fortnite wood supplies.
Where do you get your wood supplies from, Connor?
Killing people.
So what's this called, Connor? Rotating?
Yes. So I tried lasering this kid, but that doesn't work. So I bounce her to this supply drop because I try and get some health back, which is nice. So I see that the supply drop is almost there. Mm-hmm. I would have kept hiding for a little bit if it was still high in the sky, but now it's low, so I build a box around it, and there's a reason why I break this middle wall. It's because when I edit the 2 floors, I don't want the supply drop to be stuck up there, so I'm gonna land on my head and take the supply drop.
And I noticed you left behind the gold tag, or what is that? AR? AK. Yeah. So you like what your loadout was at this point?
I liked what my loadout was. I would have taken the AK, but it probably wasn't the smartest idea. Because this way in the game, you'll be ready to have a spam off if you need to.
So the gold AK is better for probably more like it's a longer range.
Oh, I get sandwiched. I get it because I'm sandwiched between the last people.
No, this is what would be good right now is if we had a sandwich, chips, and a cola. Right? Wouldn't that be a good lunch for you right now while you're waiting?
So I just do some edits because I'm bored as heck. I missed that first one. I think I could have broken down the tree that's right next to me, which I think I might end up doing later in the game.
So right now you've got a guy below you and a guy above you, right? Because you seem to know there's a guy behind that tree.
Yeah, I heard him running behind me, so I'm like, either he's behind the tree or he's right under me. So I think, oh, what if I edit the floor right here, replace the cone, and I edit the cone to see if I can see him, which I do see him. So I do see him. And so I edit, I tag him for 30, I box up again.
Let me rephrase. You tagged his foot for 30.
Yes. Very true, Jim.
Very true, Jim.
So at this point, I go up a layer because I hear the guy above me. I think maybe I can bounce a shockwave. I'm not sure exactly where he is yet in the match. I don't know if he's like right above me or just still trailing behind. Because he's at a level where, like, in this point of the game, if you wanted to start a skybase now, this is where it will be. He's kind of building a skybase.
When did you realize that he had built a skybase above you?
I knew that he had built high earlier in the match. Because remember, he's the guy who was on height connecting the builds I was trying to break down earlier in the match. So when I know that, like, and now I see this kid standing right there. I don't think this guy was too good. I don't know.
And you keep getting spammed from above.
Either the guy below me barely had any mats and was trying to preserve, or he really wasn't just that good at the game.
Yeah, because you were sandwiched between the low guy and the guy above you spamming and the guy on the high dad better.
You can tell this guy isn't good because either he would have known that I was there or he really was just focused on the guy on height or looking at his map for next zone. So after a point you realize, maybe I should
drop down?
Well, I want to drop down because I want to fight this kid. Yeah, he has attack and he does a pretty good amount of damage. So it's kind of hard to fight here. But anyways, I'm mini up. He doesn't seem to care too much. So I just try and go for height. But this guy has built high.
That's when you knew that you were in trouble. Because it's like he had built a skybase above you. So there was no way to get up high enough to win the game at that point. And now you know that you've got to get up on height, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the plan?
So after I think about that, I think I can bounce a shockwave. But I already used a shockwave, so if I missed, I wouldn't have another chance. But I didn't have enough shockwaves to keep going. So after that, I get back in zone. I try bouncing up, but he's literally just camping height.
Yeah, he's camping height, and you're done at that point. Well, Connor, thank you for participating in this little exercise. We hope everybody likes this video and reaches out, and we'll make more.